Welcome back to the beginner series. This is episode 3. In the previous episode, we made a hook. We're going to be using a lot of the same concepts that we learned in making that to make this. This is a blacksmith's knife. This is a simple knife. It's a very good beginner knife and a very good first knife, which will be some of yours. So with this knife, we are going to be creating it out of a piece of bar stock. You can get bar stock closer to the size of the knife you want, or you can forge it out. This one I'm going to be beveling. It's not quite as wide as I want the knife to be. So let's go ahead and throw this in the forge so it gets a little bit warmer in here. We are starting to form the tip. I'm going to go a little more aggressive because I don't want to have a long taper. Okay, now that we have this worked down pretty decent, I'm just going to hit it going down here. Okay, we are losing heat, but we got that tip mostly formed. You can see when we're forming this down, it also makes it thicker. So we'll have to account for that later. Okay, so the tip formed pretty nicely. I am going to just do a quick hot cut on it because I want to just double check I don't have a fish mouth going on. Alternatively, you can hot cut this straight from the get-go right off the bar stock. We are just going to be hot cutting the very tip of this off. So now we are going to isolate some material for our handle. So I'm thinking the blade should be roughly that long. So let's go ahead and start isolating material back here. Okay, we have some isolated material. That is going to be where our knife stops and our handle starts. We have the isolated area for our tang, for our handle, and we're going to do the exact same thing we did with the hook. We are going to taper it and draw it. So I'm going to go ahead and start that. And you are using the exact same process as you did with the hook. We are just going to go ahead and start tapering this. Hit it a few times, rotate. Okay, so when we do our beveling, we are going to want to start down here, and you're going to basically see the material start to make a bulge coming out. What we are currently doing is called normalizing the blade. It's going to be resetting the grain structure of the knife. This is an important stage. We are getting ready to quench. And when we get ready to quench, we're going to do the same thing we did with normalizing, but we're going to have a magnet or a temper gauge of some type to give you an idea of when it is able to quench. As you can tell, a magnet will lift because it's metal, When it gets to critical temperature, the magnet will not stick. Okay, a good sign that your knife is hardened is you see these clear spots here where the scales came off. So that is a very good sign, and we will do one more test to make sure we harden our knife. The other test we got, so we can see that some of the scales popped off here. So the other test is you take a file and you are going to push and see what sound it makes. You hear that sound? So let's take it up here. So up here where it's not hardened, it is digging in. You can see it here, but down here. So let's do that one more time. Okay, we have a toaster oven and we currently have one knife in it, but we are going to open it, put this one in here, and we will let these temper. We have this set to about 350. And I will probably leave it in there for probably 1 to 2 cycles of 2 to 3 hours, depending on. I may do 2 cycles of 2. So let's let these temper and then we will get to grinding. Here is the finished knife. We went ahead and sharpened it on the belt sander up to 220, and then we did a little bit of stonework and then just a little bit of buffing. But if you don't have that equipment, you can just use files and some stones. Super simple. I can go more in depth on sharpening if you all really want that. We went ahead and put some wax on it. I'm using pelican paste just as a protective coating. But this is your first knife. Be proud of it and keep it as so you can see your progress as you progress. So we will have a few more episodes in the beginner series. Since this is a blacksmith's knife, I do want to do a full tang, and I also want to do a hidden tang. So stay tuned. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.